Growing up, I've never really been a fan of football. I always sucked at it, had countless humiliating experiences of it during secondary school PE lessons, and never liked what seemed to be the loud and rowdy culture surrounding the banter wars between fans. Also growing up, I wasn't super into watching anime all that much, with the occasional Pokemon being the exception. So, why is it that I absolutely adore an anime that's all about football? Let's break it down. Hey, how's it going everybody? I hope you're all good. My name is Peter Gargan, and for this video, I'd like to talk about a franchise that I've always wanted to cover on this channel, but never really knew how to put it in words. If you haven't figured it out by now, I mean, you saw the title and thumbnail and clicked on this video for that very purpose. I am talking about Inazuma 11, a Japanese media franchise about a middle school football team striving to be the best in all of Japan, and eventually the entire globe. My first exposure to the series was seeing a review of the original game on the DS in the official Nintendo magazine, a UK-based magazine with a pretty self-explanatory title covering the latest Nintendo releases on a monthly basis. Developed by Level 5, known for the likes of Dark Cloud and the Professor Layton series, I didn't think too much of Inazuma at the time, despite thinking it looked kind of cool for what it was, but since I wasn't a football fan, I wasn't intrigued enough to actually give it a go, which I would later discover to be a mistake, but we'll get to that in a bit. Fast forward to later on in that year, and my morning routine before going to school would consist of trying to catch Pokemon on CITV before heading off, but it turns out this game I randomly saw in the magazine one time also happened to have an anime adaptation that was airing before Pokemon slot, and since I recognised it from O&M, I thought, why not? I decided to give it a watch, and I immediately fell in love, despite all my previously conceived notions indicating that it wouldn't be my thing at all. I tuned in every morning to watch the entirety of Season 1, and I wanted more. Sadly, I could never seem to catch the following season on CITV ever since, so I was pretty gutted. It turns out a good friend of mine at school had also discovered the anime under similar circumstances, and it pretty much became our go-to talking point in class for pretty much that whole term we discovered it, and I look back on that as one of my fond memories of my pre-teenhood. Fast forward even more years later, and we get the Nintendo Anime Channel streaming app on the 3DS, which not only had the first season, but would also go on to stream the second and third seasons that I was hoping to see for all this time, as I couldn't find them on YouTube back then. Following that, I found a used copy of the original DS game in a game store, so I went ahead and got it, played it, loved it, and yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, enough of my background with the series, as I haven't even explained what it's all about. Without further ado, let's just get into it. Inazuma 11 tells the story of Mark Evans, the captain and goalkeeper of the Raimon Jr High Middle School's football club, which by the start of the series is at risk of being disbanded due to being underfunded by the school governors, as well as the team itself seeing little to no activity or interest. They're in a bit of a slump, but when Royal Academy, the best team in the whole of Japan, challenges them to an exhibition match, it sets in motion the rise to stardom that the Raimon Jr underdogs eventually go through during the series, recruiting new players to their cause and learning the values of teamwork and perseverance, growing increasingly stronger in the process. Now, this isn't just ordinary football. I'm talking strikers taking shots in the form of exaggerated special moves that the game rightfully warns you not to try to recreate in real life. For example, we've got Axel Blazer's Fire Tornado, where he spins in the air upside down, defying the laws of gravity, then igniting the ball in flames upon giving it a hard kick. Trying to score a point isn't necessarily a matter of whether you can get past the goalkeeper, but rather get through them, as they also come equipped with their own special moves to block any incoming shots, the most iconic example being Mark's signature God Hand technique, which summons a giant hand made of heavenly light that stops the ball in its tracks. It becomes a matter of strength and endurance, as shots may be powerful enough to completely bypass the goalkeeper's moves, which helps make the matches feel more and more tense as the power scaling continuously escalates. There's also special techniques that can be executed on the field to either steal the ball from the opponent's possession, like Killer Slide, or to dribble past them like Illusion Ball, meaning the defenders and midfielders also get a chance to shine. I think adding this fantastical element to the game of football has probably been the very thing it needed to attract my interest, as it would often compare it to the way moves worked in Pokemon. While it's not quite the same, it was still fun seeing a diverse range of shooting and defensive moves that reflected a player's personality, and it provides a fun twist on the whole special moves trope that is associated with anime in general. Just a shame that football can't be this wacky and colourful in real life. Otherwise I'd be playing it 24/7. Also, I just wanted to bring special attention to the fact that this footage right here is from Nike's 2022 World Cup advert, where Axel makes a cameo appearance and he's using Fireball Storm, and he gets sent off for being a fictional character. And it's so cool to see Inazuma 11 get acknowledged on something of that level, considering how obscure I guess it's been for years. It's just pretty cool. Inazuma has also collaborated with Despicable Me of all things on one occasion. So yeah, that's also a thing. Not only that, but the series also does a decent enough job of fleshing out many of the players by exploring their personal struggles outside of the game, and how it affects their dynamics in the team. The aforementioned Axel, for example, is initially hesitant to join as a permanent team member due to an incident concerning his younger sister while he was playing for his previous school's team, blaming the sport for what happened to her, only to change his mind after realising that she was always his #1 fan regardless of whatever tries to get in the way of their love for the game. In another episode, the defender Jack Wallside also has to overcome his fear of heights in order to pull off the Inazuma drop, a move that is crucial in giving Raimon the advantage when facing Wild Junior High, a team of jungle animal themed players with superior skills in aerial mobility. While it's nothing too narratively profound or complex, they still provide wholesome messages that anybody watching can take something away from, as the various team members learn to overcome whatever inner demons are holding them back from unleashing their true potential, and to put their trust into their fellow teammates, something that I can still recognise is true to the spirit of good sportsmanship and can be applied in scenarios outside of the pitch regardless. Eventually, we see the stakes rise against more powerful foes, as well as old rivals becoming trusty allies, and by the start of the second season, the team are faced against a supposed alien invasion, in which a superpowered team are using football as a weapon to decimate schools across Japan. Then the third season consists of a football tournament being taken to a more international scale, when other teams around the globe are competing to be the best on the planet. When it comes to the games, I've only ever played the first one on the DS, meaning I missed out on the sequels which appear to have expanded on its brilliance. I'm just going to interrupt my past self here and confirm that I have since played Inazuma 11 2 Firestorm. So there's two versions of this game, the other being called Blizzard. They're basically the same game. It's kind of like Pokemon, where it's the same game, but slight differences in content, so that you might have certain access to different players, like how you have different access to different Pokemon, for example. And yeah, it's a big improvement over the original. It's basically the events of Season 2 of the show, which I think the show is basically an adaptation of the game anyway. So yeah, good times. 100% recommend it. As well as the Go series on the 3DS, which I'll admit I basically know nothing about. But I'm curious to try out the upcoming Victory Road, which to my knowledge is slated for a 2024 release. Gonna have to interrupt myself a second time here, because I believe Victory Road has been pushed back to this year now, 2025. Yeah, I recorded the voiceover for this video ages ago, so I'm having to make a few corrections here and there. I believe they did one of those sort of test beta things to sort of give players a bit of a taste of how the game is and get a bit of feedback, but I missed out on that. I didn't get around to trying it out when I think it came on the Switch eShop. From what I can tell, it's also slated for a Switch 2 release. So yeah. As far as the original game goes, it's a fun time that gives you the freedom to customize your team with a wide variety of players, meaning you get to experiment with those that weren't recruited in the anime, including players from teams you faced off against during the story, as well as other Raimon students outside of the OG crew, which you can still stick with. It's entirely up to you. Due to the hundreds of options out there, everyone who plays through it is practically guaranteed to have a completely unique team that nobody else is likely to have replicated, which only enhances the replay value, especially in the post-game matches that test your choices. Overall, Inazuma 11 is a franchise that is beloved by the few people that have given it a try and deserves more worldwide recognition if you ask me. Even if you're not a football enthusiast, I still think there is something you might enjoy about it, whether it's the exaggerated twist to the formula that makes things more interesting, or the characters learning to overcome their weaknesses, serving as a broader message on the values of never giving up on trying to win in life. Anyway, that just about does it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you've ever played or watched the Inazuma 11 series, and if you think it's any good. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more coverage on gaming and other forms of entertainment that piques my interest enough to talk about. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you later.